and welcome to another exciting episode of Men of Comics. And if by any chance you clicked on this guy's face in the spoiler-free review of Age of Ultron, then you are watching now the no strings attached Age of Ultron review. So what we're going to do now is we're going to break down the movie, get into it, spoil it for you, and I'm assuming you already watched it, so there's no harm done there.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to break it down as per character. So we're going to start off with the beginning of the Marvel Universe, basically, which is Iron Man. So let's get down and dirty with Iron Man, pun intended.
Right. So Ethan.
I get a feeling that Robert Downey Jr. is himself kind of tired of the character, because if we compare the Iron Man in Age of Ultron to the Iron Man he was in the first movie, there's a lot of difference. I mean, I know people would say that this is character development and he's changed from the cocky, egoistic jerk that he was in the first
movie. So
basically
he's in touch with himself right now. That's what you're trying to say.
No, he's become a watered down version of...
okay, Ryan, what do you think?
I actually think, I don't think there's much changes apart from the events of Iron Man 3. I think at the end of Iron Man 3, he had a very clear clarity of what his contribution is to the world. But I felt that they kind of
ignored Iron Man 3. Didn't you feel that?
No, not at all. I thought he was still cocky. I thought he was so cocky that he actually...
yeah, basically what he does is he defines himself in the movie by saying, I'm not the boss, but I'm still doing the hard work by making everybody look cool, which he was doing for a very long time in the movie.
Ironically, he's mostly responsible for most of the cool villains in
so basically that even Nick Fury says that, can you stop turning everything into a villain? When he's trying to look at the tractor at Hawkeye's base. We're going to come to that. We're going to spoil that for you.
Speaking of Nick Fury, there's very little of Nick Fury.
What do you think, Nick Fury? Did you like his role in the movie?
Nick Fury did what he was supposed to. I mean, I didn't expect him to have a bigger role, but that's fine. That is what I expected from him. I mean, S.H.I.E.L.D. is practically no more. So,
but he did bring the helicarrier.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, to be honest. That was still ridiculous. S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposed to be all destroyed and all. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are in disarray, and he still has an helicarrier somewhere stored. That was ridiculous.
We're going to explore a little bit on the love angle between Bruce Banner and Black Widow. So if you watch the movie and you've basically seen and cringed, I cringed at the entire love angle of the Bruce Banner and Black Widow. So and they've gone into depths of how they can go ahead with the relationship as well. So I'm gonna let Ethan take that away. What do you think about the relationship?
It was okay. I mean, I could actually see that they were building up to this from the first Avengers movie, but the way it was executed, I mean, Black Widow wanted to run away with Banner. That doesn't sound like Black Widow at all. I mean, what the hell was that?
Okay, right.
Oh, the thing that actually gets to me is that they never really explore the fact that Betty Ross exists in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know why they never actually bring her or bring General.
Basically, the thing is that it was an unnecessary angle. I don't think it was required in the movie. I mean, they could have done the character development of Black Widow and Bruce Banner separately. The whole love story did not need to be there. It's a personal opinion, but then
this whole Beauty and the Beast nod that was going on.
Yeah. Now going towards Hawkeye. What I personally loved in the entire movie was Hawkeye's development. So Hawkeye's character development has taken a contrast turn to what it was in the previous movie. He's been given a family, with 3 kids and a fourth one on the way.
Third one was
the third one on the way.
I lost count basically. He's such a fantastic actor, and they didn't use his potential in the first movie, but I'm glad he actually brings a lot of heart into the movie.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Because there were moments over there which was really. It made sense. It didn't feel like a force fit, according to me. Maybe people will have a different opinion. But I would say with all the chaos going on, they just needed to deflect themselves and head on to a situation where they realized what they were fighting for.
What do you think about it?
I felt more or less the same role he had in the first Avengers movie. I felt everything that about him was forced.
You know what I was waiting for in the entire movie was the opening scene where these guys are trying to lift Thor's hammer, and Thor just says you're not worthy enough.
Yeah,
and I was just waiting for Hawkeye to get up and say, in the
saw
first
you crying.
movie I saw you crying, trying to lift
lift it up,
this
you know.
bloody hammer.
Because for those of you who remember the scene from Thor, he was actually up there with
Yeah.
a bow and arrow keeping an eye
Yeah,
on
so that was when you first got to see Hawkeye. So anyway, now we're going to go into the next two most important characters of the movie. That's Captain America and Thor. So what do you think they play a good important role in the movie?
I actually felt Steve Rogers was still the captain of the team, even though Tony made everyone look cooler. He's a guy who is sort of misplaced in time, and he's trying to find a reason to exist. And I think the best part of Steve is whenever there's a chaos situation, he's always the one leading the team. And I would say they've actually done a fair job. Have they developed the character? I really don't think they developed the character.
Thor.
Thor.
What do you think about Thor?
Thor was always, as he was always, I mean, the humor was there, but and to be honest, I found Thor to be the most boring character in the entire MCU.
Yeah.
My favorite character is Captain America, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he brings this balance and level-headedness to the team. Maybe since he's from the 40s and he's been in the ice for so long, so he hasn't been corrupted by the modern world as much as the others have been. But Cap has always been my favorite. I mean, The Winter Soldier is by far the best movie in Marvel.
It is. But what I want to differ on is that Thor was actually explored well in this movie, wherein they actually gave him a better storyline in terms of identifying what's going to happen in the future coming movies. He's the sole guy who discovers that the Infinity Stones are what Thanos is after, right? So you see that
true.
part where he goes into
he
the
actually
water.
has a small side mission in the movie.
So and he's the one who brings lightning down on Vision, brings him to life. So I mean, according to me, Thor did have a bit of a better character development here as well. What do you think about the B team?
B team, as the name suggests, it's a B team. Who cares about the B team?
But I was actually glad that they actually gave a nod to these guys, because that's the one thing that sort of put me off in Iron Man 3, because I was like, all this was happening, and where's War Machine? Where's the Avengers? They captured the President of the United States and put him in an Iron Man suit.
And that's when War Machine comes in finally. It's like, I'll take him away. Alright.
I wanted War Machine to die, actually. He's a useless character.
Okay, so Ethan basically wants to kill everybody in the movie.
I think Ethan's actually the George R.R. Martin of the Disney Marvel universe.
Talk about the biggest flaw, which is Ultron.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean,
the main villain.
The main villain of the movie did not feel like the villain of the movie. He basically felt like an amateur robot who just learned about, the entire world. He's basically like a cocky brat kid, right? And I did not at all relate to Ultron how I related to him in the movie and then the comic books, where he's ridiculously
badass.
Yeah.
Badass. Right?
So okay, according to me, I'm just going to break down the things they got right with Ultron, things they got wrong with Ultron. What they got right with Ultron was the voice. I think James Spader
just nailed it.
Perfect for the voice. What they got wrong was taking inspiration from Michael Bay's movie and putting lips on the character, trying to humanize him, trying to give him a sort of humanistic persona when he's supposed to be this cold. Very few people actually know this. Actually, Ultron was actually inspired by Brainiac.
Yeah.
And if you look at Brainiac and you look at Ultron, they're very much similar in terms of
half the Marvel universe was inspired by DC characters.
You're gonna bring about the Marvel fanboys rage right now.
That's on a different episode.
That's a different episode.
Going back to Ultron, I mean, there's a lot of things they could have done right with that character, and they just didn't do it justice.
Yeah. Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, you get a guy like James Spader. I mean, Raymond Reddington. He was perfect for the voice. I mean, the voice was powerful.
Alan Shore.
Yeah, but he just wasn't threatening enough. Ultron didn't do anything which felt like it needed the entire team to come together. Cap America could have handled him alone, man. Seriously.
Yeah, because, I mean, his character wasn't intimidating at all. I mean, it felt like a very childish play on a very powerful character, which I believe Marvel Universe has done a lot of times, spoiling the major villains. How they did with Iron Man 3, they destroyed the
Mandarin.
Mandarin completely. I mean,
So in fact, I think that's the issue with the Marvel universe, unlike the DC universe. I'm not getting into war, but I just think the DC villains are much more well defined, whereas the
and
Marvel
they are
universe,
villains.
The Marvel universe, the villains are not exactly defined. That's why they barely show up in the movies.
Yeah.
Case in point, Winter Soldier. Case in point, Mandarin. Case in point,
Right.
Ultron.
Right.
Case in point, they had a fantastic actor in Iron Man 2 who they didn't milk the potential out. Mickey
Right.
Rourke.
Yeah.
You know, and they gave a Whiplash. I mean, Whiplash. That character is just ironically hilarious. And so, I mean, coming back to
And they also
Ultron.
changed the origin of Ultron.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know why they did that. They could have just, stuck to the original story of Ultron. But to be honest, Ultron's character was very, very, a lost
origin
cause.
altogether.
It was a lost cause. And we thought, Ultron could have been more brutal. And could have been even more. And for crying out loud, he was flying a plane at the end of the movie. What is Ultron doing? I didn't understand half the movie. I mean, he was talking, his lips were moving. Then he suddenly forgets that he has rocket propelled feet or whatever that he has, and he gets into a jet and he's flying the jet around, firing at innocent people.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a completely failed attempt
Lost
at
potential.
lost
The
potential.
last time I felt like this was watching Superman Returns with Kevin Spacey playing Lex Luthor.
Which they kind of actually
Which they-
reference.
exactly, I was
Yeah.
heading there. I was actually
Yeah.
heading over there, because both those characters are like, I won't land.
And both things.
Both had potentials of using a land against humanity.
Against humanity.
You know,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that is the central
and
evil plan of
the thing is that even the last plot where they took the entire chunk of Earth and turned it into a meteor was just too over the top. I mean, it's just
Reminded me of
Which-
Superman Returns, man.
Exactly,
When
that's
he
what I was
takes
heading
that.
towards. It took all the Avengers to pick up that big rock, and in Superman Returns,
One Superman.
one
baby.
guy from DC
Okay,
picks it up and
alright,
tosses it
alright,
into
alright.
space.
I hate
Alright.
Superman. I hate Superman.
DC fanboys. The twins. So yeah, I mean, Quicksilver was far better in X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
This basically the character himself says you did not see that coming. So
That's all he says.
That's all he says.
And I think there's a reason for it. I think it's like the age of copyright issues with Marvel going on.
Right.
now.
So
So for those of you who do not know, Fox actually was using Quicksilver
Silver in
Days of
Future Past.
Bryan Singer has had the rights for it. And
yeah, but they
ironically-
could not say mutants. That's why they kept saying enhanced.
Yeah.
So
And the
Scarlet
character is
Witch-
better fleshed out.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch is a hot man. I like Scarlet Witch.
all right, finally, Ethan agrees with one character that who can survive the Marvel universe.
And Black Widow. was
And-
also good.
No, but honestly, going back to what he said with Scarlet Witch, they haven't exactly explored who these two
Yeah.
kids are, because I think the general
They
audience
cannot.
doesn't know that
They-
these are Magneto's kids and all that. So due to copyright
Yeah,
issues,
they can't
it's
bring in
possible.
Magneto. They can't bring in Magneto here.
Yeah.
So
So
what I'm interested in is that Quicksilver, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he signed three movie deal. So Quicksilver might not be dead.
he might not be dead. You saw Hawkeye's character come back to life with that machine stitching up thing where
Yeah, and I don't think I think Marvel's at the very identity crisis stage right now, because Josh Whedon just confirmed the other day saying that the Age of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series is not connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Before that,
yeah.
we haven't covered Vision.
Oh, we haven't covered
damn.
Vision.
Yeah,
Vision,
yeah.
Vision. Yes, please, Vision. Let's talk about
Arguably
Vision.
the best part of the movie.
Yes. So Vision, Paul Bettany does a fantastic job with Jarvis' voice already, and now he's done a fantastic job with the character of Vision. He's played flawlessly, although there was not much character development for him, but whatever there was, he did a very good job. And I think in the next movies they must explore a lot on him.
Exactly. So I think for like the last 5 movies, he's always been the voice of
Voice,
Jarvis.
right.
And it's so great to finally see him.
See him,
Over there,
and it's not CGI.
It's not CGI.
It's
actually
an
him.
actual suit, so
yeah.
it looks even better.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not
So it's
CGI.
actually Paul on set.
On set
dressed up
in
like
that suit, so
Vision.
it's a very good
and-
this thing.
And I think the entire audience sort of gasps the first time he comes on screen, because Marvel's the smart thing they've done this time is they didn't spoil anything of the Vision
Right.
in any of their marketing stunts.
Yeah, although they spoiled the entire fight sequences in every freaking TV spoilers.
You can't
But
blame
yeah,
them, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I love the way Vision was introduced. It was kind of a homage to Frankenstein with the lightning and all, and
Yeah.
he suddenly jumps up. Fantastic.
And he does something which just shocks Thor completely.
Yeah.
So he.
But this is a no strings attached review.
Yeah, so it is, and that's what I was just gonna say that Vision was worthy enough to lift Thor's hammer, which left even Thor baffled.
Yeah.
So that was.
But there's a catch that Iron Man and Captain America bring up in the end, saying that you can place that on the lift.
Exactly.
Elevator,
Exactly.
and the elevator
would
go
go.
up.
But
And also, Vision is completely AI. So
So basically, that was another fun element of the movie, and I think we're done with that. Now we're gonna go into the mid-threads review. Mid-thread, it was as expected, predictable. We're gonna see Thanos in the next Avengers movie, or probably in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie
and Thor,
as well.
Ant-Man.
And I don't see Ant-Man coming into the whole Avengers plot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I can't really say. But then Thanos finally wears the Infinity Gauntlet, which does not have the gems yet. So, as you know, gems are on their way. Gems, Infinity Stones,
In the
basically.
movie,
Yes, stones. And one is already with Vision. Vision already has one on his head, and the other three are also there. Two are with the Collector, and one is
with the Collector. One is on Asgard.
one is the Tesseract basically. So yes, so finally we're gonna see Thanos as when we hope they do not ruin Thanos with stupid one-liners and witty jokes and all that. Let Thanos be the villain that he is, and we'll appreciate that. And that's about it. Age of Ultron, no strings attached review. We're signing off for now, and thank you for watching this huge, in-depth analysis review. And we'll make sure we bring more and more content for you, which is even more interesting. So
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thanks a lot.
Signing
Bye-bye.